Join us and discover beautiful beaches, rugged landscapes, pretty towns, desolate mountain ranges that sweep down to stunning lakes, unique architecture, history and folklore, no shamrocks, no shillelaghs, and definitely no shenanigans. Just make it Ireland. In celebrating a full year of video making, we're going to take a look at Naked Ireland's 48 reasons to visit Ireland. 48 amazing ideas to make your holidays, your day trips and your excursions a massive success. Number 1 is the Botanic Gardens. Aside from this amazing park in the city centre, popular with students, the gardens contain a beautiful Victorian palm house, as well as a tropical ravine and the incredible Ulster Museum. This incredible UNESCO World Heritage Site has to be visited on any Irish trip or your journey simply won't be complete. It's staggeringly beautiful and it sits on Ireland's wild north coast. People will tell you that the site is of tremendous geological significance. These volcanic rocks have been formed millions of years ago. We all know it was built by the famous Irish giant Finn McCool. These pretty towns in County Down sit facing each other across this narrow channel, and this video takes us by ferry on a journey across the water. This is, at the end of the beautiful Ards Peninsula, one of Ireland's drop-dead gorgeous areas of outstanding natural beauty. And there's the ferry crossing in the distance. The Dark Hedges is a tree-lined road that featured in the HBO series Game of Thrones. If you're a Thrones fan, then I'm guessing this is a site you'll definitely want to visit. The beautiful Silent Valley Reservoir sits amid the famous Mourne Mountains. It's not just a wondrously pretty face, it's actually a monumental engineering feat. I mean, where does all that water go? If you're interested in wildlife habitats, then this video is the one for you. It just so happens that Murlough Nature Reserve is also situated on one of Ireland's most stunning beaches, where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea, as the old song goes. Allegedly, this Church of Ireland Cathedral in County Down is the final resting place of our patron saint, St Patrick. Either that, or someone's just carved Patrick on a big stone to make it seem that way. If you're a tree hugger, then you'll be spoilt for choice at Castlewellan Forest Park. The park includes a baronial castle and a huge lake, and also a maze, so you can literally lose yourself in the beauty of the place. This next video is more controversial and not at all a beauty spot, but the political murals of Derry's Bogside have, in recent years, become the most unlikely tourist attraction. This was a major flashpoint during the Troubles, and the scene of a particular tragedy known as the Bloody Sunday Massacre, where 26 civilians were shot by British paratroopers in 1972, 14 of whom died. In contrast, Kearney Village is a charming National Trust managed area of County Down Coast that preserves something of the area's past. Once a working fishing village, the restored houses are now rented out to tenants by the Trust in an attempt to keep the community alive. In any case, it's a beautiful village set along an even more beautiful coastline. This video looks at one of Ireland's most important seats of learning, Queen's University Belfast. We see some of the beautiful architecture on the university campus, like this Lanyon building, as well as learning about the university's history. This is an important resource for anyone thinking about coming to Ireland to study. And check out this charming little craft village set within Derry's historic 17th century walls. The village is a reconstruction of an 18th century street and has a 19th century square at its heart. It's populated with craft shops, coffee shops and a restaurant. It's worth a visit as it's a little oasis in the heart of the bustling city. And while you're in Derry, you'll want to take a walk around its historic walls. This video offers an introduction not just to this impressive 17th century fortification, but to the rich and contested history that's associated with it. Not far from the city's walls is the winding Peace Bridge in the city that was opened in 2011. It crosses the River Foyle from the Ebrington Square side over to the Guildhall on the west bank, and it's a physical and symbolic statement of the coming together of the city's two communities. In Belfast, HMS Caroline sits moored in the city's Titanic quarter. It's a 1914 light cruiser that's now decommissioned and is in the care of the National Museum of the Royal Navy. Beautiful White Park Bay on the North Antrim Coast is another one of those beaches that looks like it could be starring in an epic feature film. Surrounded by sand dunes, the beach is often frequented by a herd of cows who, unknowingly, form part of the land management scheme. Watch the film to discover more. This video went viral, which tells me that people have a genuine interest in Belfast's Peace Wall. The video follows the Peace Wall along its 5-kilometre route through some of Belfast's most deprived areas. It may not be very uplifting to watch, but it will open your eyes to how some communities live in the more polarised parts of Belfast's inner city. No trip to Belfast would be complete without a visit to the Ulster Museum and Botanic Gardens. Aside from the fact that it's a really interesting architectural mashup, there's a broad range of exhibits inside, from an Egyptian mummy, items rescued from the sunken Spanish Armada, to ancient Celtic artefacts, militaria, and a collection of paintings as well. Just down the road from the museum is the City Hall, a building which cost a whopping £369,000 to build in 1906. We look at some of the buildings that surround the hall, including a certain bank, which was the scene of one of the largest bank heists in the UK and Ireland. A mere 26.5 million was nicked, most of which was never recovered. In the maritime district of the city stands the new Titanic Museum, celebrating the great ship which curiously Belfast people are so proud of, regardless of the fact that it sank on its maiden voyage. A glamorous road trip up the glorious Antrim Coast in an open-top sports car is the subject of the next film. Forget the Côte d'Azur and check this out instead. We don't have Bridget Bardot, but we have the drop-dead gorgeous scenery of the Antrim coastline. By contrast, the next film looks at East Belfast's political murals. You'll probably feel this isn't much of a tourist destination, but it's surprising how interested people are in Belfast's troubled past and its legacy. Consequently, this has been a very popular video. Rivers, waterfalls, forests and mountains. That's the subject of the next film, which takes us to the wondrous Glenariff Forest Park. It's such a magical place that you almost expect fairies and leprechauns to appear before your eyes. I don't think I filmed any actual leprechauns in this film, but I certainly captured some of the best scenery in Ireland. Northern Ireland's Parliament building has always been a controversial place because of the recent history of this part of the world. We talk a little about that history in this film, but we also show the building and its estate in all its splendour. It's really a spectacular place. On Chloch Mhór, which simply means the big stone in Irish, is a remarkable site, made all the more remarkable by its situation on the top of Slieve Martin near Carlingford Lough. Again, there are some feeble scientific explanations for the stone's presence on top of this mountain, but we know that it was thrown there by our old friend, the Irish giant Finn McCool. Our next film goes urban again, visiting Belfast's Republican Falls Road and looking at the political murals there. Tourists flock in their thousands to see these murals in one of the areas of Belfast that was a veritable battleground during the Troubles. In total contrast, we retreat to the peaceful and picturesque setting of Rostrevor village in South County Down. We visit its quaint town before a short walk to the Fairy Glen and the Kilbrony River. And if poetry is your thing, then you'll no doubt be familiar with the Irish Nobel Prize winning poet W.B. Yeats. We visit his final resting place here in Drumcliff Church on the northwest coast of Ireland. Lots more ideas to come, but please take the opportunity now to subscribe. Bouncing back to Belfast again, and once again to the controversy of its political past, we look at the political murals of the loyalist Shankill Road. There's murals here that hark back to the dark past, but also some murals of hope. Close to Newcastle, County Down, we visit another forest park, this time Tollymore. This is an outstanding and breathtaking beauty spot at the foot of the Mourne Mountains. Our walk takes the Red Trail for 3 miles, following the river Shimna, where we captured beautiful film of the natural landscape. And if you watched our viral video on the West Belfast Peace Wall, then you should follow up with this. This film looks at the other side of that wall, not covered in the other film. Curiously, this film wasn't as popular as the other film, and yet it's every bit as fascinating. Have a look for yourself and see how it compares. We see here a truly iconic feature of the Dublin cityscape. Spanning the River Liffey, this beautiful cast iron Victorian structure has captured the imagination of tourists and locals alike and offers pedestrians a classy way to cross the River Liffey. If you're looking for a great walking trail, look no further than this North County Down coastal walk. We join it at the picturesque beach in Helen's Bay and follow the pathway as it hugs Belfast Lough all the way to Bangor. And this was one of our most popular videos. But why wouldn't it be? It's common knowledge that Galway City is one of the jewels in Ireland's crown. And a walk around its streets reveals why tourists flock to the city in their droves each year from every part of the world. Check out its bustling medieval streets, full of character and charm. Clonard Monastery, close to Belfast Falls Road, has sat amidst some of the worst violence of the Troubles. In fact, as you'll see in the film, this place was a key venue in the negotiations to find a peaceful solution to the violent conflict in Northern Ireland. I hope these ideas are whetting your appetite for your visit to Ireland. Please take the opportunity to subscribe, and there's lots more to come. St Stephen's Green is a beautiful oasis in Dublin's commercial centre. However, this film also reveals some interesting and, at times, humorous anecdotes relating to the park's history. Watch, for example, to find out why the newly established Irish Free State might have got a bill for tea. Towering on Belfast's skyline are the two shipyard cranes affectionately called Samson and Goliath. Watch the film and learn why the cranes have not done as much shipbuilding as they should have. I think if you watch this film on Galway University, you may be seduced by its gorgeous quadrangle building. It's surely one of Ireland's most beautiful universities. You'll also learn that Ireland's President, Michael D. Higgins, studied and lectured here, and both Ronald Reagan and Nelson Mandela have received honorary degrees from this university. If you enjoy Norman castles, Irish history, or are just interested in why King Billy's statue caused a scandal when it was first revealed, don't miss this video. Now, get your raincoats on for this wintry look at the Garden of Remembrance in Dublin. The memorial is a sunken cruciform design and commemorates Irish patriots from many different conflicts with the British. Regardless of the weather, this magnificent sculpture by Oisin Kelly, depicting the mythical children of Lear, is always a stunner. If you've ever looked at a map of Northern Ireland, you'll have noticed what seems like a massive hole in the middle of it. This is Lough, a 392 square kilometre lake and the largest in the UK and Ireland. Join us for a trip around it and to find out, controversially, who owns it. Is Galway the Venice of the west of Ireland? Check out the city's waterways in this film and discover one of the reasons why Galway is undoubtedly one of Ireland's most beautiful cities. Lots more ideas to come, but please take the opportunity now to subscribe. In an era when we often have to fight our way through tourists to see any place of cultural interest, it's refreshing to be able to visit this 6th century monastic ruin and a Celtic high cross that is a national monument on the shores of Lough, and not another person in sight. So what's so special about the Europa Hotel, I hear you ask? Isn't it just like any other hotel? Well, it is, except that it's been bombed 36 times. This film juxtaposes photos of some of the bomb attacks with current footage of this luxury hotel. This is not just the home of the dandy, Oscar Wilde, but Merrion Square is a beautifully preserved Georgian square right in the heart of Dublin. Find out why this might be a more preferable place for a walk than Dublin's more famous St Stephen's Green that we covered in another video. Okay, so we've been showing you lots of beautiful things, but this film asks the question if Galway's cathedral is Ireland's ugliest building. You decide, and then let us know in the comments. The Duke of York pub is an amazing place for a few pints in Belfast, but I comment here on some of the negative aspects of this pub's location. Have a look and see if you agree with me. I've no problem with the pub's interior, it's actually got an amazing buzz. And for our last video of the year, we travelled to County Leitrim and alongside the picturesque Glencar Lough. What's this? Has naked Ireland stumbled into a tropical rainforest? Actually, this is the stunning Glencar waterfall, not far from Sligo town. This was one of the stomping grounds of poet W.B. Yeats. Visit the video and take a closer look. If you're planning a holiday in Ireland, or if you live here and just want some ideas for short trips, then work your way through the videos outlined here and see what interests you. I'm certain that you'll discover some amazing facts and above all some amazing places. Please make sure that you subscribe, that's very important to us. Make sure that you like any of the videos that interest you. Please feel free to drop us a comment and also feel free to share the videos with any friends.